Thank you for tuning in. My name is Leah Dialey. I am the Senior Director of Education at Travel Leaders Network, an Internova travel group company. Today, we have some great insights to share on the economics of owning a travel business. Each month, we will release a new segment of owning a travel business, as you can see here. Today's segment, we are speaking about the travel industry renaissance and that laptop lifestyle. Today, we have Roger Block, President of Travel Leaders Network, USA and Canada, Jason Oshapikai, Managing Director of Global Travel Collections in the UK, and our guest speaker is Terry Brennan, Senior Vice President of Travel Leaders Vacation Center. Welcome, gentlemen. Let's get right to it. For all of those listening in, let's talk a little bit about the areas of opportunity and how to get started in the travel industry. We know through this past year, things have changed, and let's talk about how this industry is growing and as it rebounds, how people could get into the travel industry. And Roger, let's just start with you. What gets you excited about the travel industry now?
Well, thanks, Leah. And that's a great question. Even though I've been in the travel industry for more than 40 years, the opportunities today are greater than I think any time in my career. One of the positives of the COVID epidemic is that the general population realized how important leisure travel was to them. Travel, whether just going to the beach for a sun and fun vacation, or touring Europe, or an exotic trip like an African safari. Each is so personally rewarding. Travel enables you to recharge. It enables you to expand your horizons. You get to learn about new cultures. And whatever the interest is of the traveler and what's important to that individual is fulfilled with travel. You know, our American and Canadian culture fosters the desire to travel. And as long as that's true, the travel industry will offer huge opportunities.
Where do you see these opportunities now that people may want to own their own travel business?
You know, it's literally everywhere. There are so many segments or facets to the travel business. There's leisure, and then there's business travel or corporate travel. You know, business travel is its own segment. And helping companies achieve efficient travel. And that is one segment. But also in the corporate arena, there's planning, meeting, and events. And that is, while still in the business arena, that's creativity, from even small events of 20, 30 individuals to thousands, literally, where you're doing staging and planning meals and those type of functions. So then when you get to the leisure side, you know, as I mentioned, there's sun and fun, there's cruising, deep water cruising, there's river cruising, there's escorted tours. You could specialize just in Disney World if that's your passion. Independent travel, where a customer comes to you and says, I would like to go to Europe, say, or Germany, and I want to do it on my own. There are just so many different facets that you can focus on and specialize. And, you know, each of these facets can be broken down even further. But, you know, the one constant and the reason good travel advisors are in such demand is that the general population is looking to find an advisor with experience, with expertise, with knowledge that is going to help them take care of all the details of travel so they don't have to worry about it. And they can have the very best possible experience. So taking care of all the details offers that traveler a worry-free vacation. And as advisor, if you do that, you're literally golden. The format of your business is also almost unlimited. You could start your business literally from your house, or you could start a brick and mortar type business with employees, or you could purchase an existing business. And they range in size from 1 or 2 employees up to literally hundreds. So there's just so many choices and so many opportunities. But the great news is there's also an awful lot of companies and trade associations that help you choose which model's best for you, whether you want to work out of your house, whether you want to work with other companies, however you want to do it. So today's opportunities are one, limitless, two, in high demand, and three, rewarding.
Fantastic. Should someone that's never worked in the travel business look at this as an opportunity?
Oh, everyone in the travel business started as a novice. So don't even let that concern you. And as I said earlier, the COVID lockdowns have made most people realize how much they've missed travel. The opportunity to go, the opportunity to explore and relax or whatever, they want to come back. We're seeing bookings now higher than we've ever seen them. When something's taken away from you, it makes you realize how important it was. And the ability to travel is not something we'll take granted for a long time. They're looking to maximize their experiences. Hence, great, knowledgeable advisors are more important today than they've ever been. Remember, even if you're one of the fortunate few that money's not an issue, time is still a limiting commodity for everyone. And if you say, I want to go to a cruise to Alaska, there's just such variety that people need help from which cruise line, which shore excursions, heck, even trying to plan which dining options on a cruise ship are complex. And that's what people are looking for, people like us, to help them solve those problems. So to have someone to help you through all these choices, again, as I said, it's worth their weight in gold. But speaking of gold, how do you make money in this industry? Let me keep it simple because this is short. Remember that every time you book something with a supplier, whether it's a cruise line, a tour operator, a hotel, generally the commission starts around 10%. So let's say you book a river cruise in Europe, and let's say it's $10,000 to keep things simple. The commission to you is around $1,000. Now, obviously, you're going to have expenses or overhead, and depending on your business model, that depends how much your expenses are. So if you're working out of your home, your expenses are very, very, very low. If you decide to go into a brick and mortar with employees, you have salaries, you have rent, you have all the other things. But again, your volumes will be much, much bigger. So if you have any interest at all of exploring the opportunities in the travel space, there are so many places you can go for assistance. Even if you're a novice, don't let that stop you from exploring this tremendous opportunity. I was in the banking business in my first career, and I am so thrilled that I was able to get into the travel business. As I said, I've been in this for over 40 years and can never think of doing something else.
Thank you, Roger. Jason, I know with your experiences in the UK this last year and now the increasing demand of travel, can you tell us a little bit about where things have been headed these past years with Internova Travel Group and all those brands that it represents? Let's talk about the travel industry renaissance, that laptop lifestyle. Where are the opportunities for the people who want to work in this business?
Sure. Well, thanks, Leah. And it's great to be participating in the Internova speaker series with you, Roger, and Terry. To your question about where things are headed from an international perspective, I'm seeing a couple of really exciting trends occurring. And really, they're all pointed in the positive direction as it relates to entrepreneurship and travel. The independent travel advisor model has really gotten a lot of interest as of late, particularly as people are thinking about entering into a new career or simply pivoting it towards their passion for travel. It's an opportunity to build your own business, build your own brand, and create meaningful and lasting value for your clients. Three areas that I'm seeing that I have core responsibilities for here in Europe would be, number one, entertainment production, touring, film, and media. And there's just an entire world and an entire ecosystem when you think about Netflix productions, things that all of us had watched since we were in lockdown, lots of time to watch TV and different types of programming. Behind the scenes, whether it be Netflix or other film and production houses, they have to travel on location with a variety of people and equipment. And interestingly enough, our independent advisors are very much involved in that. So that's one area. The second one, I would say, small to medium-sized businesses, which really are the lifeblood of really any global economy. This could be hedge funds, private equity, companies that have, I would say, less than 500 employees that still have the need to travel. Lots of opportunity there. The third one I would say is what I would call premium and luxury travel. This is, families or individuals that either have a set budget or want to have a once in a lifetime experience. So those are the three areas that I'm seeing in terms of that I have responsibility for. And for our teams globally, it's just absolutely great to be able to support that transition into travel and really helping folks navigate all the complexities and opportunities, with the goal of helping them to achieve their success, however they may define success as. So, and Leah, if you don't mind, I'd just like to highlight maybe 3 or 4 key areas where I'm seeing upticks. The first area would be employees that are already working with a different travel agency, but they've been on the payroll, if you will, or as an employee working for an organization. And that could also include supply on the supply side. If you think about airlines, if you think about hotels, if you think about crews, tour operators, these are folks that are making that transition from being an employee to an independent travel advisor, bringing with them the industry knowledge, relationships, expertise, and passion. The second area is what I would consider lifestyle and concierge firms that now are expanding their service offering to include travel. These concierge firms really handle ultra high net worth individuals and families, taking care of everything from maintaining second or third homes, curating child care services, organizing family outings, pretty much doing everything on behalf of that family and individual. We're seeing that concierge firms are starting to handle travel requests and really need a more robust back office support, as well as access to commercial deals to really deliver the best value to their clients. The third area we're seeing is what I would call meetings and events. And a lot of times, Leah, people, it's hard to get your mind around what exactly is a meeting and event. It could be a conference. It could be a special occasion, for example. Think about the logistics of project planning that's involved in putting together a successful event. And this includes both personal as well as work. Events cover a wide range of things, and events cover a wide range of items, but there's really a growing need for what I would call highly professional and bespoke service offerings that are geared towards not just the planning and the execution, everything from the pre-planning, the on-site, and the post-production. Also, what we're seeing as a trend is, and within the meetings and events space, is something what we're calling now a hybrid meeting, where there's a mixture of online or virtual, as well as in person. And as Roger alluded to earlier, a lot of that is as a result of the pandemic. Corporations still needed to keep employees engaged. They still needed to be connected with their key customers. And how do you do that when sometimes travel is not allowed or travel becomes infinitely more difficult? So we're seeing a lot of that in terms of allowing folks to come into geographical locations, but also allowing collaboration and participation for those that may not be allowed to be in that same geographical location. The fourth one is what we call an encore career. And, Roger kind of alluded to the fact that he was in the banking space before making that jump into travel. And I think that we're seeing a lot of that. Folks, whether they come from wealth management, whether they came from artist management or being a lawyer and deciding now to take their craft and now applying it and growing a travel business. So I would say that, to Roger's point, I could not be more excited at what the travel industry's evolution will be. during and after COVID, there is just phenomenal opportunity to take that leap, to tap into that entrepreneurial spirit, and then making sure you're doing it within an organization that embraces and kind of elevates that entrepreneurship, but still provides a strong platform for you to deliver on the brand promise for your existing customers. Thank you, Leah.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you. So to be in this industry means we were all travelers ourselves, whether it's business like Roger was talking about, or pleasure or vacation travel. That laptop lifestyle we're all leading currently in our worlds. Terry, can you share a little bit about how you got into this business? And then, of course, how you purchased some agencies?
Well, good afternoon, Leah. Nice to be with you. It's a great honor. So I had spent 20 years in the airline industry and had done just about everything except fly an airplane. From working on the ramp when I was back in college to eventually executive level positions in marketing. And, the airline industry was always turbulent. There was just constant change, economic distress and things. And over cocktails one night, I made a deal to acquire part of an existing agency and decided to go for it. And I came in as the president and CEO. And at the time we were small, we were about $6 million in sales. And, I've always believed that to be successful, you've got to grow your business. So we set off on a very aggressive corporate sales strategy. And I found, through learning the hard way that a lot of, getting into new markets and growing your business is acquiring agencies, sometimes distressed agencies in smaller cities around the Southeast US. And so, like, for example, we acquired a small agency in Savannah, and with the philosophy of growing the business, within a short time, we were the #1 agency there. And just had a lot of great experience and a lot of fun doing it. And 20 years later, we had grown from 6 million to over 100 million in sales. Had a division doing meetings, incentives, had a couple divisions and big presence in the leisure travel industry. And it was a really exciting and fun ride. And probably one of the best decisions we ever made was joining the Travel Leaders Network, because that gave us networking opportunities, buying power with key suppliers, and a lot of education to kind of help us along the way. So been a great ride, loved every bit of it. Really looking forward to getting back after about a 1.5-year hiatus and see the industry come to life again. It's happening as we speak, and it's just a great time to be part of it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Terry. Great information from each of you in various segments of how people might get into this industry that we all love and care about. We want our listeners to know that you can sure have a partner with Internova Travel Group if you're looking for a career as an owner or any of these travel segments that our speakers spoke to today. We are in a time of incredible growth and lots of opportunity in the travel industry. Internova Travel Group represents more than 62,000 travel advisors worldwide and ranks as one of the industry's largest travel service company to offer support. At Internova Travel Group, we have various business units that might speak directly to your needs. Please visit our website at www.internova.com to learn more about owning your own travel business or joining one of these great business units and become that force in the travel industry. Please join us next month in Economics of Owning a Travel Business, where we speak to the topic of master your own destiny, moving from a consumer of travel to a business of travel. Thank you for listening today. See you next time on this channel of Travel Talk with Internova.